So we live there. Boom, live there. Solid. Let me just double check, make sure that everything went live. Getting no notifications yet. Give me 2 seconds. Sometimes it takes a minute. There we go. All right. That took a little bit longer, man. Took a little bit longer than I like. There we go. Do a sound check. Test, test, test. Uno, dos, tres. What about now? Now. That's solid. That should be solid. All right, I can just clap it up, man. Today we're gonna get started on time. I meant that shit. So like it. All right. Okay, got that. All right. Let's clap it up one more time. Salakia. Salakia. All right. Say Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabaraka Thumb to all the Akim. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bahashem Yahweh Shai to all the Akwathim out there. This is priest and officer of 1,000 Aisha Allah with the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other organizations or institutions on the planet Earth, okay? That includes the Christian church, the Muslim mosque, the Hindu temple, the Masonic lodges, your damn Greek frat houses, your parliament, your different houses and senates. None of your governmental bodies. You know, um, we're not affiliated with anybody. We stand alone in this truth, man. If it is not under command of General Yohan in the ISUPK, it is not the truth. All right. You're going to find out about your pastor today and how little he knows about the Bible. Or, I guess it's one of two things. Either how little your pastor knows about the Bible or how little your pastor cares about what the Bible says, okay? And here's the issue. The Bible holds all the answers to everything, right? The Bible is such a powerful collection of records, right, for the Lord's chosen people who we understand to be the children of Israel. We understand that the children of Israel are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. How do we know that? Well, damn it, we don't know that if we were to just base it on what we get told by the world. We wouldn't know that if we base it on what gets taught in the public school system. We wouldn't know that if we just read the Constitution of America, right? We would not know who we are. We know that the Lord's chosen people are the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans because of what the Bible says. You understand? Because of what the Bible describes them as, the behaviors, right? The different history and the different prophecies about the Lord's chosen people. We can look in the Bible and then pair that up with what we've seen in our lives, with what we know about history, what we know about our ancestors, what we know about just common sense. You understand? And you stack those things in the Bible up against the things that you've been told that are lies. Like Jesus. Jesus was a black man according to the Bible, but the world knows him to be a white man. It's a lie. But the world runs with it. Your pastor ran with it, huh? Up until 1969, when the ISUPK brought out the truth about Christ's color, you understand? All of the churches were pushing the same image of Jesus. You understand? Of Yahweh Shai. That's everybody was pushing the same false information. All right. But we're here to teach our people the truth of the Bible. And we have to teach the truth of the Bible because, damn it, we got problems and issues that plague our community. We got problems and issues that, uh, that we struggle and suffer from. You know, the Bible has the solutions. We take these problems that we have, these what people consider everyday problems, right? Or furthermore, I got another one for you. We take these generational curses, these problems that have been in your families for years and decades and generation after generation, and we seek to fix these problems and to solve these issues by doing things that are outside of what the Most High told us to do about it. You understand? Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai to Commander General Yohanan and the ISUPK, who have the truth of the Bible. Today, you'll finally get that the truth about something that has touched every person that I know of. You understand? Whether it be directly or indirectly. We're gonna talk about marriage, man. We are going to talk about marriage. And I guess there's so many things I actually want to talk about when it comes to marriage, but we'll try to stay focused and try to deliver in an organized manner so that we don't so that maybe you at least get something out of it. But we do have a broad spectrum of things to discuss about marriage. All right, Aliyah, you got that Zondervan Bible Dictionary. I want you to look up the word marriage in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Let's see what marriage is according to the Bible. What is marriage? Let's start there. You understand? Let me preface all of this with this. There seems to be some confusion about who you know can get married. You understand? Across the globe, globally, it's especially here in America, there's confusion about, what two people should get married. And God ain't the author of confusion, man, at all. Right? So the Bible's we're going to clear that up today. Who does a marriage count for, in a sense, right? The second thing we don't understand is what I guess we'll kind of get to it with the definition, but I guess we'll go into detail with it. When does a marriage become a marriage? Huh? I'm sure everybody is pretty sure that I guess we've been taught that it's when you sign your name on that dotted line and you say I do. You understand? What is it? That I guess it's a clergy member sometimes. Sometimes it's just somebody working at the damn town hall, that can preside over your marriage, right? Your marriage ceremony, and say, I now pronounce you uh married. All right. So that's that. We also going to talk about along those same lines, how do marriages end according to the Bible? What are some appropriate um things that could you know end a marriage? What are some things that can happen that could cause a marriage to end? All right. I wasn't asking a question. You got a statement, or you was answering it? Yeah, no, it ain't nothing to answer right now. I'm just giving the preface. And then the last thing is, um, I guess talking about, marriages ending. We're going to talk about some of the main causes of marriages ending here in America. What does the Bible say about the number one reason marriages end today? All right. So those are the four things we're going to cover. What is marriage in terms of who can get married? Who does the Bible say should marry each other? The second thing is, what constitutes a marriage? Like, what is it that, you know, makes a marriage a marriage? The third thing is, what are some things that can lawfully end a marriage? Or, I guess that's kind of, I don't mean to say lawfully end the marriage, but what does the Bible say is the only thing that can happen that, can end the marriage, and there was no problems. All right. And then the final thing is, we're going to talk about one of the things that isn't that thing that ends damn near all marriages, right? And talk about what the Bible has to say about that. Lot to cover, short time. Chat, if you got any questions, throw them in the chat. I'll try to, I'll be reading the chat as often as I can. But again, we definitely dealing with some time constraints. Um, but if I can get your if I could get to your question, I will. Okay, I just put the attendance link in the chat on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. So go ahead and click that link and sign in if you can, Baba Kasha. All right, Aliyah, we're just going to start with the biblical definition of a marriage.
Marriage.
What are you reading?
The Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
All right, go ahead.
Marriage is an intimate personal union.
It's a what?
An intimate personal union.
An intimate personal union. Read.
To which a man and woman
consent. A who?
A man and woman.
A who?
A man and woman.
A marriage. The Bible, when it talks about a marriage, it is only talking about a man and a woman. You understand? The Bible addresses that other nonsense that goes on, that stuff that Obama legalized federally and made provision for, things to be done between two men or two women, right? Like there's things that he did, but according to the Bible, it's very clear. All right, it's very traditional. Okay, go ahead.
Consent.
Read that, like, kind of start that part over.
To which a man and woman consent.
A man and a woman, they both consent. It's something that they agree to. You understand? This ain't forced on to nobody. You understand? Like there's some religions out there that'll force someone to marry someone else, right? That's not how a marriage works. This is consensual. All right. Go ahead.
Consummated and continuously nourished.
Let's read that again.
Consummated.
Consummated. What does consummated mean, Amawan? Look up consummated. Again, this is ISUPK Wednesday biblical law class. You understand? This is a class. It's like school. You understand? But better than that university you attend, right? Go ahead.
The word consummate.
Uh-huh.
Definitions from Oxford Languages.
Uh-huh.
Is to make or complete a marriage or relationship by having sexual intercourse.
Okay, there you have it. Consummate. It's to complete it. It's the done deal, right? Aliyah, you go ahead and reread what you got there. Consummate.
Consummated and continuously nourished.
Consummated and continuously nourished, right? So it's something that the first time you do it, it's consummated. And then all throughout, you keep doing what you did to consummate it, to nourish it, and to keep it going. Does that make sense? Go ahead, Aliyah.
By sexual intercourse.
By what?
By sexual intercourse.
How do you consummate it?
By sexual intercourse.
Yeah, that's how you make a marriage. That's how you make a marriage. Well, here's what we got to understand, right? America will tell you that you got to get a piece of paper signed. You got to get a ring and put it on your finger, right? Like without that ring on her finger and without that marriage license or that certificate that you sign, you aren't married. Now think about how far that is from what we just read in the Bible. What I guess the definition of marriage in the Bible, how far that is from what a marriage actually is, right? So here's the reality. That sneaky link is a marriage. That friend with benefits is a marriage. You understand? All of that hot girl summer is a marriage, huh? That you paying for them escorts and them toots on the corner. Those are marriages. Those are marriages. How do I know? You're consummating it with sex. That's what you're doing. The very act of having consensual sex is marriage. Now, here's what we got to get through our skulls. Marriage is a very serious thing. Marriage is not to be taken lightly. It's not to be done recreationally, you know? Like marriage activities that are done recreationally with no intent for long-term partnership and commitment. Oh damn, do we got to get into the problems that stem from that? Huh? Do we got to get into the problems that stem from a one night stand where now someone's pregnant and now there's a baby on the way, right? Do we got to talk about the decision that so often gets made about the life of that unborn child? Do we got to talk about what is very likely to happen? What's going to happen? One of y'all who might be a little bit aware of what goes on in the world behind recreational sex. Hallelujah. They get a what? They commit murder, man. They're going to commit murder because they wanted to play with marriage. Huh? They wanted to recklessly marry someone that they had no intention of committing to the consequences of the marriage. That's destructive. You understand that? It's destructive to that child for damn sure. That unborn child, quite destructive, literally. Oh, but the damage that it does to the mother down the road, not just her body and her organs, but damn it, the psychological damage of every time she sees a child on a playground, or sees someone pushing a stroller, and she has to deal with the trauma of remembering unaliving that once, that thing that once lived in her, all because she wanted to play games with marriage. Because again, in this world, even with their little paper documents, even with their wedding rings and their silly ceremonies, marriage is a joke. It's a thing that can be done and undone and done and undone again and done and undone again. That is not how the God of the Bible intended marriages for his people to be conducted. Does everybody understand? And it is a grave responsibility for both men and women to enter into these partnerships willing to be committed. You understand? Like fully committed. So again, damn it, if that's the expectation of the Most High, it's for when you to make this marriage. Let's get to see how long this is going to take. Let me get 1 Corinthians 7:39, Baba Kasha. 1 Corinthians 7:39, Salakia. You got that? Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 39.
Okay, read.
The wife is bound by the law.
The wife is bound by what?
The law.
The wife is bound by the law. This ain't talking about Esau's law. This ain't talking about Barack Obama's law. This ain't talking about, you understand, the state of Maryland's law. This is talking about the law of the Most High God. She is bound by law. Read.
As long as her husband liveth.
As long as what?
Her husband liveth.
As long as what?
Her husband liveth.
As long as her husband liveth, she is bound by the law of the Most High, and that's to be with that man. You understand? And to not have that, not to take on any other men, right? She is not to go, she is not to go deal with another man. All right. Now this right here is gonna this blew my mind coming into the truth. This blew my mind before I came into the truth. Right? Like it the Bible is so full of wisdom, but it's actually so simple, right? According to God, if a woman has sex with a man, okay, that man is now her what?
Husband.
Raise your hand. You wanted detention or something, don't you? You calling out in class? No, I'm messing with you. But definitely raise your hand. Maintain order and discipline. I'm a one.
Husband.
It's her husband. A woman marries a man. She lays with him. She sleeps with him. They consummate that. They do the consummation. Boom. The first time they ever do it. Whether there was a ring, whether there was a paper, whether there was a ceremony, whether there were a bridal party, whether there were groomsmen, you understand? Whether her father walked her down an aisle, irrelevant. All of that's irrelevant. You can delete all of that and just do the consummation, and now that is her husband. Everybody understand? Well, if that's her husband, let's say she goes and lays with another man, huh? Let's say she goes and lays with another man. Now, what does that next man now become? Aliyah?
And adultery.
No. Yes, I take that back. Yes. What is he to her? I'm a one.
Her husband.
Her what?
Husband.
Yeah. How do you know that? How is he her husband now? I'm a one.
Consummated.
Yeah, they consummate. They had sex. Now he's her husband, right? What if she goes and lays with another man? Aliyah?
That's her husband.
That's her husband now. You see? You know what the Bible calls this behavior? Being a, I'm a one. You look like you want to say it. Being a whore. You understand? And the Bible does not condone that. You understand? A woman cannot have more than one husband. It's impossible. You understand? And here's the thing, right? It's impossible from an order construct, right? You know, the Bible's very orderly. God is very, very much about order. A woman can't take orders from two different men, can she? How do you know? Is there a precept for that? What? Aliyah? Can a woman take orders from two different men? What? How not?
Um,
I
Anybody online? No. I'm a one's raising his hand aggressively.
don't have the scripture specifically yet, but the scripture does say you cannot serve two masters.
Get that brother a hand. You can't serve two masters. That's a good one. That's fantastic. You understand? How can let's say she can have two husbands, right? The Bible says that the man is the head of the woman, and Christ is the head of the man is the head of the woman, right? So let's say that there's a man that's that's over her, and then she sleeps with another man who's now over her. Let's say one man wants her to go to Walmart, the other man wants her to go to Target. Where is she gonna go? Yeah, got a little fork in the road situation. it kind of falls apart in terms of order, doesn't it? It just doesn't. It doesn't. She can't navigate that. The scripture you pulled said, "No man can serve two masters. You'll love one and hate the other." So you know what she's going to do, right? What is she going to do? Aliyah.
Obey one.
She's going to listen to one. She's either going to go to Walmart or to Target. Or if she's a whore, she'll find someone else that wants her to go somewhere else, and then she'll go somewhere else. She'll go to the mall. You understand? Like that's what you're dealing with. That does not work within the structure of the Bible. A woman having more than one man, just from a practical sense. Does that make sense? So that's that. That kind of got into another part, but we'll keep it pushing. All right, we got to get more scriptures about. I know it's June. I'm fully aware that it is June. Golly, we got a lot of things going on this month. This is some kind of Pride Month. Am I misunderstanding that? I think it's ironic, right? I've also been told that it's Men's Mental Health Month. Well, damn, you got Men's Mental Health Month and Gay Pride Month all at the same time. This world is a ball of confusion. Well, let's go ahead and get it. It says marriage is between. Let me get Genesis 2:24. Salakia. Let me get 2:24. We're gonna come back to this woman thing, trying to have multiple husbands too. The Bible definitely talks about that. Whoever's got it, go ahead and start reading.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother.
A man shall leave his father and his mother. He's gonna leave him, man. Like that's what every young man, end game goal is to get the hell out your mom and your dad's house, right? And do what? Read.
And shall cleave unto his wife.
And shall cleave unto his wife, not his husband, huh? Not his life partner, right? Not his damn, what's that other one called? It's some kind of oh man, what do they call it? Damn it, we don't need it right now. I'm gonna think of it right after class. Some kind of spiritual thing, like some kind of weird spiritual connection, spiritual rose or some nonsense. Go ahead.
And they shall be one flesh.
And they shall be what?
One flesh.
Listen, that's a man and a woman. They come together. They're now one flesh. What does that one flesh mean? What does that one flesh mean? They shall become one flesh. What?
They should be a couple.
They're going to be together. It means they're going to be on the same page. They're going to be on the same page. Here's a question I got for you. Whose page will they be on? His or hers? It's a tough one. You take a second and process this. You're going to have to fight against everything that this world puts inside of that silly bean head of yours about what a marriage is like and what a marriage is, the hierarchy and the different responsibilities and I mean, you're gonna have to fight through a lot of indoctrination to understand this. Whose page will they be on? Aliyah?
The husband.
Not 50-50?
The husband.
Not happy wife, happy life?
The husband.
Not he ain't my daddy?
The husband.
Not he don't tell me what to do?
The husband.
Here's what a good marriage is going to be, right? A good marriage is going to be just like we said earlier. A man who follows Christ and then a woman that follows him. That's a good marriage. That is the ideal marriage. Here's what you need to understand. How will a woman know? Damn. How will a couple know? I guess I won't just put it on either one. How will a couple know if they're suited for that type of pairing? How will they know? Like, how will they figure out if she is going to be able to be on the same page as him? If he even really wants her to be on the same page as him, how in the hell are they going to figure this out? Huh? How they going to figure this out? All of y'all, you got some experience. Let's hear about it. Over what?
Over time.
You mean on the first date?
Over time.
You mean what do they call it? One night stand?
Over time.
You mean like love at first sight?
Over time.
Listen, it just takes some damn time. Huh? Over time. What should you not be doing over time? Huh? While you're still trying to figure this out, while you're not so sure if you want this person to be the father of your children and the last man you'll ever have sex with, if you're not so sure if you want this woman to raise your children, huh? And to teach your children like, everything that she's going to teach them. Here's the thing: a mother's going to teach her child one way or another. She's going to damn it teach them. What she teaches them is up in the air. You pray she'll teach them what you've taught her, what she's learned from you, what she knows that you would want your children raised up and taught in. You pray that that's what she's going to deliver to the kids. But damn it, it's going to take time to find out if that's what she if that's the case. You understand that, right? That's the wise way to go about it. You're stuck here. Huh? You're stuck here till death. Right? Because she's bound by law until when? When did you say earlier in Corinthians?
Till the husband dies.
Till the husband dies, right? She's stuck like Chuck. And guess what? Guess how long she's your wife? I'll move on. Until she dies, hopefully. No, Salakia. Until you die. Well, I guess until she dies too. You understand? But until you die, like you stuck with that responsibility. God damn, if you're gonna be stuck with this, how long you hope to live? Huh? How many years you hope to live? I don't know, how many? 50 more, at least 60 more, 70?
Great grandpa is
Well, what's that?
60, 70, 80.
Till you 60, 70, 80.
Yeah.
You get nice and old, huh? Okay, no sweat. You're quite young right now. Imagine you choose a woman right now that you're going to be stuck with for 60 years. All her, whatever she turns out to be, right? I pray she's such a suitable match. I pray she's, in order. I pray she understands that, understands order and understands discipline and understands obeying God and his laws, right? I pray she understands, she understands those things, but, sometimes you get it wrong. Imagine you got to go 60 years with a dragon that's got a lot of mouth that disagrees with you all the damn time. It is going to disagree with everything after you consummate it. Huh? She's going to agree to lay with you. She's going to agree to whatever positions you can come up with your imagination. She's going to agree to all of that. And immediately after that, then it's going to be hell. Huh? You'll have what the Bible describes as a wicked woman, huh? Whose heart is snares. And a wicked man is going to get that. He's going to get himself a whole bunch of snare, and she's going to terrorize him, and he's going to wish he's going to wish he doesn't get to be your grandfather's age, huh? Because the Bible describes her as more bitter than death. Huh? It's like wishing you're dead, but you can't die. It's like being tortured. You understand? Like imagine someone who's strapped in a chair getting tortured and they can't get out of the chair. and the torture is just there, 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 there. You can't escape it. It's just, I mean, damn, that's a rough ride. Now, imagine you could take some time on the front end before you end up in that type of situation. You could take some time on the front end to see what this person is truly like, what they're truly about. You understand? Whether they do follow you, whether they do submit to what you say, whether they do I don't even want to say agree, whether they do conform to what you say. Wouldn't it behoove you to take some time on the front? In the ISUPK, you got about a year's wait. About a year's wait from the time you meet a person in the school to the time that you go about consummating a marriage. You'll have about between a 6-month and a year-long courtship process where you're going to get to know whether or not this is the lifelong decision that I want to stand by. You understand? Come on, man. But that's not how it works in America. You understand that, don't you? Aliyah, you got a question? Go ahead.
So if you thought you gotta wait longer than a year, you can still wait longer.
Oh, that's a great question. If you feel like you should wait longer than a year, is it okay to wait longer than a year? Amawan, what do you think? Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. You can wait longer than that. Lord be with you. Lord be with you and her. That's the. But again, it's worth it. If you're unsure and uncertain, you should not. I'm telling you, if you've got doubts, if you've got things that are already after a year, you like, I don't know about 60 more years of this. Then I would hold the hell. Maybe there might even come a time one of you really are like, okay, this is I'm willing to do this. It might even behoove you to let her like move the hell on. Like you don't have to marry every broad you talk to. You understand? Again, in high school, I know in the damn high school, it's about bagging as many as you can, as quick as you can, and doing everything you can, and then being done as quick as you can. That's not mature. That's not responsible behavior. You understand? That's foul behavior. But again, in America, unless you put a ring on it, I mean, you guys could just have all the fun you want, and then you could go your separate ways. In the ISUPK, you can't touch that woman out. You're not touching that woman. And what? Why? You're gonna have to understand something. Let's say, damn it, it just I don't know. I feel like the answer is gonna be too easy, no matter how I pose it. So I'll just say it. It is poor brotherhood. I'm not even gonna say poor brotherhood. It's not brotherhood to lay with this woman knowing that you don't want a future with this woman. Does that make sense? You are not being a brother to whatever brother is going to have to, you know what I'm saying, take this woman on after you. Does that make sense? Because the Bible does say if you put her away, let's say you just kick her to the damn curb, you block her phone calls, you know what I mean? You just disappear off the face of the map. That's called putting her away. If you put her away, then with counsel from the ISUPK to really examine whether or not a sister's been put away. Some sisters, just because the brother, raises his voice at her, she, oh damn it, he done put me away. I'm about to go marry someone else. No, the hell you're not. No, not so fast. You understand? So you'll definitely bring all these case by case situations to the ISUPK, who will judge the matter with the righteousness of the Most High biblically. you do not want to run afoul to whatever brother that woman is intended for ultimately. Does that make sense? I'm trying not to sound too spooky, but you know what I mean? Like if she ain't for you, she ain't for you. Don't take a bite of the damn apple and put it back in on the shelf in the grocery store, would you? You understand? Like, come on, that's not. And then damn, you run into all kinds of brotherhood issues with that, man. All right, so that's not the way to do it. Um, so we've talked about what marriage is, how it starts. Despite what your pastor says, your pastor's going to demand that you have a wedding ceremony. Your pastor wants you to pay to rent the damn church. He wants you to pay him to preside over it. Well, he don't want you to pay. There's a gift that's required. He wants you to give him something for it, right? He wants you to give him something for it. But that's not the way. The marriage is definitely consummated between that man and that woman one way. And in America, we've learned to consummate marriage after marriage after marriage after marriage without accepting the burden of that marriage. And that burden is love. You understand? That love that you're feeling when you're, in that bedroom with the music playing, that burden, I mean, not long after you get married, it stops feeling like it did day one. It's not the same. And then it becomes, more than just lust. It becomes a duty. You understand? It becomes a duty. It becomes an obligation. It becomes, a battle of tolerance. You understand? Because naturally people grow tired of each other. And in America, the way you get married, how do you get married in America? You use a what? You just sign a piece of paper. How do you get divorced in America? What you do? You sign another the same. You signed the back of the paper that you got married. You flip it over. They're trying to save paper, so they got the damn divorce printed on the back of your damn marriage certificate. I'm kidding. I don't think that's true. I wouldn't be surprised. Right? So yeah, marriage is a responsibility, man. All right, it's a grave responsibility. Just think about, like, let's talk about some of the. All right, so here's what we got to understand: having sex is marriage, right? Boom. But America don't view it that way. America only views marriages as when you go, you sign the paper, and why the hell you always got to put a ring on it? What the hell's a ring got to do with anything, right? No sweat. Everybody's got to wear rings when they're married, which is ridiculous. No sweat. When that relationship ends, they call it a what? What do they call it? When that marriage ends or that relationship is over in America, what do they call it? Aliyah? Mm-hmm. They call it getting divorced, a divorce. How different is a divorce than a 3-year long relationship where all kinds of sex is getting, had, and, the consummation's getting nurtured, children have been had, right? Life has been shared, responsibility shared, bills shared, vehicles shared. Huh? What's the difference in the breakup versus a divorce? What's the difference? Hmm? Is she brokenhearted? You know what I'm saying? Like, are people emotionally damaged during breakups? Is there an emotional ramifications, whether it's a relationship or a so-called licensed marriage? Is there a difference? What about when there's kids? Okay, we had kids, but we didn't get married. Do them kids suffer more when mom and dad signed the paper versus when mom and dad never signed the paper? Is the damage any different? Huh? Do the kids still miss daddy? Huh? Is he still dad and is she still mom? Will they still cry? What's the difference? The self-esteem issues that a sister might go through. You understand the depression and all of that that a brother might feel. Like when the breakups occur, like there's going to be psychological damages. There's going to be financial damages. You understand? There's going to be economic shifts. You were with someone you were sharing this life with, and bills are being, paid and things like that. Schedules are orchestrated. He's picking up the kids here and you dropping them off there. Like there's a teamwork going on that gets disrupted and it's all over. And then there's damages. There's a wake of broken, behind ended relationships. I tell you what, we should stop. We need to stop ending so many relationships. That is a very That's about as succinct as I can make this entire class. The problem is we end too many relationships. Those that you think you just in a little casual relationship with someone, or y'all just F buddies. You understand? And I mean, you bring kids into this world. You understand? You're confiding in this other person. You're texting him about all your problems on your, that you're having in your life, all your issues, all the drama with your girlfriends, and all the damn issues with your boss, and all of this. What do you call it? All of this collaboration. No matter what you want to call that, you know what I mean? If you're being intimate and you've consummated, it's not just your friend with benefits. Yeah, you understand? Like you're in a full-blown marriage, and then you don't even have to have kids. Like kids are like the real, like that's the real in your face. You can't get around that. Like that thing that came of that relationship with y'all, whether there was a piece of paper or not, that damn thing is here till one of you go, till both of you go. That damn thing is here, right? And all the problems it comes with, every problem they'll face in life, all the issues at the school, all of their conduct issues, because they're confused. Why daddy ain't here? Daddy ain't here. He just come around every now and then. He just pick me up on the weekends, and then they got to go to school and then learn. Goddamn, some people have their mom and dad all the damn time, and that gets rough. That becomes confusing to the child. Sometimes they'll start to act out, because when I act out, my mom calls my dad, so I'm just gonna act out a little bit. So he'll come over, he checks me, but then he gives me a hug. He tells me, man, come on, Junior, man, you just like me, boy. You remind me of me when I was in. You get that time with your father after your mom done put him out. You get what I'm saying? Like it becomes, a child can, in those instances, become very crafty and manipulative at trying to get both parents at their disposal. And acting out is one thing that they will do. Here's the issue: they get acting out too much in school. They start missing out on learning how to read. They start to miss out on how to add and subtract and do basic arithmetic, because their focal point is to try to get that world back together that for some reason split. Digress a little bit, but not really. The damages of breakups. Those breakups, you just think it's a breakup. It's a whole broken marriage that's occurred. All right. I guess we got a little bit of time. We ain't got much time. When I said a little, I was just saying it. I didn't realize there is damn, we're right there, 49. All right. The number one reason why men and women break up with each other. Does anyone want to guess what it is? It begins with an I. Online, if you know, throw it in the chat. Give it a 2-second countdown. Dos, uno. Why do they break up? What's the number one reason? Anybody know? Aliyah? Allah? Yes.
Infidelity.
And for what?
Infidelity.
And for who?
Infidelity.
Infidelity. Do you know who the infidelity is majority committed by? The so-called infidelity. Aliyah. The who? The who? The man. Most marriage, like statistically, you could go look this up. Statistically, in marriages, this is like the ones that are on paper. These are the ones where there's like red-handed evidence or confessionals. There's a man who's saying, yes, I was I was not, I cheated. I cheated. All right. It's a majority. So infidelity is the biggest issue, and men lead that issue because a man slept with another woman. So imagine if we could just save all of those marriages. Imagine in the Black, Latino, and Native American communities, if there was never a signed certificate marriage where a man who cheated on that woman, so-called cheated on that woman, if that marriage didn't have to end, how many marriages would be saved? I think that would be work well done. Here's the thing. Let's talk about our undocumented marriages. Let's talk about that brother and that sister. They are nurturing that relationship, 2-3 times a damn day. You understand? All the time, nurture, nurture, nurture. And she finds out he done nurtured someone else. He done consummated and has been nurturing someone else. You know how many more relationships that would save if that wasn't a thing that ended that relationship? If that wasn't a thing that got that mother to kick that father out the damn house that he probably, in some cases that he's paying for, she doesn't kick him out the house. The kids don't have to get raised without him. How do you know that the kids don't have to get raised without that brother? How do you know? This is kind of right in front of your face, but maybe it ain't, but it should be. But again, the truth can be so simple. Aliyah.
Because the wife didn't kick him out. He's in the house.
Yeah, all right. So I'm not going to, I'm going to give you the answer and you tell me if that's what you were meaning to say. If he's been secretly nurturing an entire other relationship all along, and then you finally found out the truth, right? Isn't it possible that he could have been nurturing your relationship, helping the kids, being there for you this whole time, and someone else at the same time? Isn't it possible for a man to juggle that? It's kind of the facts of the whole matter. You understand? Some of these cases, you turn around and find out that the man's been dealing with this other woman for 10, 15 years before the wife finds out. Wife finds out, she don't give a damn. Get the hell out. She done thrown your clothes in the yard, set them on fire. You understand? And she's keeping your dog. Yeah, listen, I've been watching a little bit of TV lately. You understand? And they will get into it over them dogs. Who gets the dog? They'll get over it. They get into it over the damn dog more than the kids. The kids going to the woman no matter what. Kids are going to the mom 99.9% of the time, like a damn DNA test. But that dog's up in the air. That brother is a man's best friend. That man want that dog, man. Oh man, I digress, right? So imagine if all of those relationships where a woman gets rid of the man because he's got another woman that she didn't know about, want none of her damn business. But somehow, here it is, it's in your face, and now it's all over. We're flushing this whole partnership. He ain't dead. We're flushing it down the toilet. God is against that. You understand? God does not permit you to flush your relationship down the toilet because your man has another woman. That's why that scripture we read earlier about a woman, if she is under the law, she that, so what? Is he dead? Now he ain't dead. Well, damn it. What are you talking about? The only other reason that a woman could get rid of her husband or leave her husband, and again, I advise you, sisters, to be very observant in your courtship time with this man, to observe if he's got some subtle tendencies. You understand? Because unfortunately, a lot of you sisters are going to find that the man that you've been laying with has been laying with other men. You understand? That is a very common occurrence. Now, in those instances, again, you'd have to bring that to the camp leader, you understand, and the generals that are in your zone, and have a council over that, because you are allowed to defend yourself. That is a form of self-defense, to not have to be obligated to lay with a man who is laying with other men, knowing the rates of life-threatening diseases that come from that activity. Everybody understand? So, that's definitely within your right. But the Bible is not against a man having more than one woman. That's a big, that's a big what? I wish I had a sound effects that just say what? The Bible is not against a man having more than one woman, man. Like it's not. It never has been. There's nowhere in the Bible where it's wrong for a man to have more than one wife. How do I know this? Huh? How do I know this? Huh? Anybody? Is it a thing? Do y'all believe it? Do you understand it? Well, we'll see. I'll just give you some quick to the points. What about Abraham? Did Abraham have only one wife? Hmm? No? All right. Damn it. What about Jacob? What about Jacob, aka Israel? How many wives did he have? Anybody know? Anybody knows how many wives our great 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 grandfather had? Hmm? No, 4. You understand? Yeah, Leah, Rachel, Bilhah, and Zilpah. You understand? The P stands for practical. What we're talking about in here, we're using Bible scriptures to support it, but the lifestyle, the culture is very practical for a woman to not throw her man away just because he has another woman. When again, all along he had another woman and you were fine and happy until you read a text message, right? Until however, find out however. Like it was all fine. Nothing was wrong. But then you disrupt the children's lives, you disrupt your own damn life to do what? Go be with another man? To go be with another man. And surely he'll have just one wife. Surely this is the guy that is not going to um, you know, exchange any pleasantries with any other women. He's not going to be polite, to the sister ringing up his Dunkin' Donuts order. He's going to look away. He's going to be gay. Can I say that? That's what you want. You want a man that's going to be gay. He's not going to sleep with any women. He's going to sleep with men though, behind your back. That's what he's going to do. He's going to sleep with men. Can I tell you that this whole monogamy kick, this whole thing that women have been, I can't just say women, that we've been taught to try to live like, is the product of Greek and Roman culture. There are some cultures where polygamy is just the damn norm. It's like eating a bowl of cornflakes, right? Or frosted flakes. Like it's just normal. It's normal. The Greeks and the Romans were the ones that came along and were like, we're so gay, but we can't make babies with other men, so we have to make babies with at least one other woman. So we'll tolerate one woman. We'll make a rule that you can only have one, but we don't really care about how many women we can have. We didn't say how many men we can sleep with. It's this whole secret gay thing that monogamy breeds. You understand that it's rooted in, that it stems from. It has nothing. Like, listen, it's not our culture. It is not Israelite culture. Abraham, Jacob, who else? Good night, Salakia. I had the list on my phone. Quite a few. Goddamn, Solomon. Good night. Solomon was wilding. Solomon had plenty of wives that weren't necessarily Israelites either. And he was punished for that. That was wrong of him, right? Let me see. Get you a good scripture for this. I'm not gonna be able to give you a whole bunch of them. The one that's gonna really. Let's go with Exodus 21 and 10, if I could. This will be one. You also have no idea what's happening here. No sweat. Nah, it ain't satire. If you Black, Latino, or Native American, this is life-saving instruction. All right. You got that? This is what the Bible says, all right, according to polygamy. Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10.
Go ahead.
If he take him another wife.
If what?
If he take him.
If who?
If he.
Who's he? If he take him another wife, who's the he? Clearly, I mean, it's not that deep a question. I'm a why. Yeah, some man. If he take another wife, what does that tell you? Huh? What can you infer from that? It says if he take another wife, Aliyah, he's got what? He already what? He already has one wife. So what? He took another one. The Bible don't say burn in hell like your pastor was. Your pastor gonna tell you you go burn in hell, right? No, we're not doing that, right? It says if he take him another wife, he ain't got to. Huh? You don't have to take another wife. It's not a, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a law that you have to. But damn it, if he so choose to, and he done it, consummated, done. Ain't no taking it back. Ain't no take backs with sex. You understand? Like, you done it. You can't undo it. Like it's. Go ahead, read. If he take another, read.
Her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
Yeah. So this is the second part's talking about the first wife. Read that again.
If he take him another wife.
If he take him another wife, okay.
Her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage.
Her food, her raiment, her duty of marriage. What's raiment? Can you look that up real quick? We got a little bit of time. Y'all, you were right. Class did not end at 6. You understand? I'm a why?
The word for clothing.
Clothing. So you're talking about her food, her clothing, and her what?
And her duty of marriage.
Her duty of marriage. What's the duty of marriage? What's the duty of marriage? How do you nurture this marriage? Huh? Yeah, sex. So you don't get, and here's what happens in the world, right? We've been taught we got to be monogamous, right? Every man can only have one woman. You can only have one woman. That's all you get. You get one shot. Hope you picked well. That's the last one you ever gonna get. Shalom. Here's what you'll understand in the world. You can get tired of her. And when you get tired of her, this is what's going to happen. When you start to get tired of her, you're going to get someone else. You're going to get another woman. There's going to be another woman that comes along that is going to be uber zealous about doing everything that she won't do, that she grew tired of doing, that she doesn't want to do anymore. And she's just over, damn near over being with you. And you're just kind of, and then this new spicy fling, this new person you meet in the grocery store or at the damn club or the bar, and she's talking what you want to hear. You know what you have to make your mind up to do, right? You make your mind up that, you know what, push comes to shove, I'll just leave my wife and go be and then go be with this woman. I'll leave her. She's out the window. She ain't got to throw me out. I'll leave willingly because I got this new thing. She'll be on her own. She'll have to fend for the kids. She's going to take you up for child support, though. I do want you to understand that child support is coming. She'll take you up child support. And you and your new wife are going to just pay the damn child support. You don't care. You're moving on. You're going to make new babies and move on to new horizons. When the Bible says that is the thing that is wrong if a man gets another woman. Your first wife's role, your obligation to her does not diminish. It doesn't disappear. You understand? It doesn't even diminish. Like you don't downsize. You don't get to downgrade your relationship with her just because you got another one. Does that make sense? I mean, this isn't saying you can't. This is saying if you do, this is what your responsibilities still are. Does that make sense? So it governs how you do it, not bans you from doing it. Does that make sense? And there's so many scriptures all throughout the Bible about all of this. I mean, how many more do we need? Do we need more? You brothers need any more? Come on, man. Y'all got any questions about this? I hit each of the topics, not as many scriptures. I ain't get all the scriptures I wanted to get. Y'all want some of these scriptures? What about I guess just the pair. What about when Christ himself? Because a lot of Christians, here's what Christians love to do when you get them in a box. You get a Christian in a box about a scripture from the Old Testament. So we was talking about Exodus, right? 21 and 10. If you take another one, they say, well, that's the Old Testament. The Old Testament's out of here. We don't do that Old Testament. Jesus died, and that's all that matters is Jesus, 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 and gospel music and tambourines. That's all that matters. Well, Christ had told a parable in the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1 through 13. We're not going to read all of that. I'm just going to kind of give it a quick run through. Where Christ is comparing the coming of the kingdom of heaven, he's comparing it to a bridegroom. What's a bridegroom? Anybody know what a bridegroom is? Anybody know what a groom is? What's a groom? A husband, right? The groom is like the husband to be. You understand? So there's a guy who's about to get married, right? And he said the kingdom of heaven is like having 10 virgins who are about to marry the same man. What's a word for that? 10 women marrying one man. Ten women, one man. Polygamy. That's polygamy. It's a man having. He's going to have How many wives? And if the kingdom of heaven is like that, it's like a man having 10 wives. Is it wrong? Is it bad? Is it naughty? Is it disgusting? Shame on him. Throw his clothes in the yard and set them on fire. That's the last thing I saw on this TV show about a man who was he was messing with prostitutes though, in all fairness. He was having sex with prostitutes, right? Threw his stuff in the yard, set everything on fire. Now Christ himself is talking. Now, granted, at the end of this, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, there were five of them were irresponsible. They really, through the courtship process, was almost just like a task. Hey, wait for me. I'll be there when I get there. Stay up and wait for me. Make provisions to be able to be up and receive me when I come. Only five of them had the forethought and the preparation skills that a man requires of a woman, a good woman, right? Only five of them, passed the test, so to speak. And they five went in with him. You understand? They went and consummated. Again, we don't deal with no Diddy freak off nonsense neither. Okay. Again, there's logic and practicality that's at play, because you can't do one thing that's lawful while breaking another law. Does that make sense? So again, a man having more than one woman is not unlawful. You can have more than one woman. Can you have a threesome? Can you have a threesome? Can that man have two wives in the bed with him at the same time? Like Diddy? No, he cannot. Because one wife can't see the other wife's nakedness. So now what you gonna do? Huh? Yeah, that's disgusting filth. We don't do that. You don't do that. That's ridiculous. That's insane. Okay. So again, a man can have more than one woman, but he can't have orgies. Everybody understand that. Can't have a damn OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? You can't be on OnlyFans. Knock that up, because people can't see you and your wife naked. You understand? Like these are things that you got to be mindful of. But a man can have more than one woman. What else we got, man? Do anybody got any questions in the chat about any of this? Do we believe in Jesus? Yeah, we definitely believe in Yahweh Shai. Doom. What about some verses that the Christians say about this polygamy? And again, we went to polygamy. I don't even like calling it polygamy. I don't know. I've heard some other people use the term polygamy, and it's just like, I don't know. I just don't like them. The Bible doesn't use the word polygamy either. You understand? The Bible says another wife. That's what we'll use. Another wife, other wives. No big deal. That's what we'll call it. What are some scriptures that the church used to say, no, you gotta be monogamous, man. You can't be doing all that sexing. Let me get Matthew 5:31, Baba Kasha. 5:32, actually. This is going to help cement. This scripture here. You understanding this scripture is gonna tell whether or not you're actually paying attention in this class tonight. All right. Matthew 5:32. You got that? What color are these words?
Red.
So who's talking?
Right.
What Christ say in verse 32? Go ahead.
This book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 32.
Mm-hmm.
But I say unto you,
Read.
that whosoever shall put away his wife.
Whosoever shall do what?
Put away his wife.
Put away who?
His wife.
So who's putting who away? Aliyah.
The husband putting away the wife.
What does it mean to put his wife away? Like what does that mean? What does that look like? What is that? Aliyah?
Cutting her off.
Just cutting her off. Huh? Damn it, you left her. You left your wife. Whoever leaves his wife or puts her away, read.
Saving for the cause of fornication.
Saving for what?
The cause of fornication.
What does that mean? Saving for the cause of fornication. So whoever leaves his wife, saving for the cause of fornication. What is that? What does that saving mean? What would be a synonym for saving here?
Keeping.
No. This is Old English, brother. Old English. It means accept. Accept. So read it again with the word accept in your mind. Whosoever
shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication.
Except for the cause of fornication. So when can a man leave his wife? When should a man leave his wife? Amawan, what is fornication? Aliyah? What?
Having sex.
No. All sex is fornication? No. Amawan? Adultery would be a form of fornication. That'd be an example of it. It's unlawful sex. Okay? Sex with, two men having sex is fornication. You understand? A man having sex with another man's wife is fornication. It's adultery, like you said, right? So this is what that's the category. So Christ says, whoever puts his wife away, except if he's putting her away because she's a damn whore or a knucklehead that has sex with anything moving. She had sex with the dog. You understand? Put her away. You understand? Like that's fine. But if you putting her away because she runs her mouth, huh? She talks back, huh? You putting her away because she doesn't do everything you tell her to do. Sometimes she disobeys you, huh? She yells at you, She tells you you can't do a damn thing right. She is not supportive. She's cruel to the kids. She's cruel to the kids. She's yelling at them and just a terrible mother. If she's not committing fornication, you cannot put her away. You understand? It would behoove you to make sure that the person you're dealing with is not just putting on a show to get you to lay with them. How will you know they're not putting on a show? Time will tell. Their true colors will show. Someone will cut her off in traffic and she will get the cussing like a sailor and slamming on the horn and cutting people off and brake checking people and hopping out the car at the damn stoplight soon enough. And you'll know, whoa, you understand? This is not what I'm about to sign up for 60 years. Okay? But what did he say? Read.
Causeth her to commit adultery.
He does what?
Causeth her to commit adultery.
Causeth her to commit adultery. So you leave her stranded. You abandon her because you didn't like the way she, you don't like the TV shows she watched. Everything she does annoys you. So you leave her. Well, I mean, damn, God designed women in such a way where it's fair for them to have a man. It's a good thing. It is meat. You understand? She can't like her. You've already taken her from her father, right? She had to leave her family to be with you. You are now her Adawan. You are the one she listens to and answers to. I mean, damn, dad wants her to not be associated with that hate group. But you're her husband. She's stuck. You know, what daddy said don't matter at this point. You put her away, you set her up, and she still needs a man. She needs it. So what is she gonna do? Time goes by, and now she done scratched the itch. It's been nurtured, and now she can't do for herself. You know what I mean? Those things that a man can do for her. What is she gonna do? A one. She's gonna go marry someone else. She's gonna have consummate with someone else. And whose fault is that gonna be? Whose fault is that gonna be? Who's Christ saying is to blame for that? The first husband. You made her a daughter on you. That's on you. You stopped fulfilling your duties as a husband. She went and found someone else. That's your fault. Your duties to these women that you lay with, the Bible puts very a great amount of stake in, man. It's not something you can just play with as a man, and it's not something you can just play with as a woman. But in America, what is it? Recreation. They call it go sow your oats. Sowing your oats is one thing. They want brothers to just go knock as many down as they can and just, populate the earth. Yo said, yeah, ignore you. What are you talking about? You talking about a chain, but talking about getting ignored. People crazy on this TikTok. I'm gonna deal with y'all in 2 seconds. All right. I'm about to end this class, and y'all gonna have my undivided. This is usually my favorite part too. All right. So the Bible is very clear about what marriage is. You understand? Statistics are very clear about the damages that come from broken marriages and how often broken marriages occur. The statistics are very clear about things that cause these broken marriages and how, according to the Bible, it shouldn't even be a thing that breaks any marriage. So if we could develop a better understanding about what marriage is and what our roles and responsibilities are within a marriage, then we would be better, maybe better able to stay together for the sake of the damn kids. Because that's the area where we see the most damage take place is on the kids that have to observe these breakups. No, for real, the first part is the kids that don't get born because of these non-marriages that are absolutely marriages. But because there's no ring and no paper, we're just gonna, put the baby in an incinerator, which is ridiculous. All right. If we can fix this, maybe we can nip this issue that plagues our community in the bud. Who'd have thunk it that the Bible has the most practical solutions to this epidemic in our community? Amawan.
The first part is based off social definition of polygamy. The pastor's going to teach you not to live by that, but he's going to go do it anyway.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Give that brother a hand. The brother said that your pastor is going to tell you not to do it, but he's going to go do it anyway when it comes to polygamy. Like damn, how many church scandals, huh? And here's the thing, your pastor, he's going to cheat on the first lady with a child. Huh? I'm making this up. This is once in a blue. This is a rare occurrence. Have you heard of this thing called the Catholic Church? The Catholic Church is more famous for child molestation than the Pope its damn self. You can't even look at. The Pope died right last month. So all these different cardinals and these I don't know their titles. These archbishops, they all came together to try to have a conclave to pick a new pope. You can't look at that gathering of those archbishops and cardinals and not ask yourself how many pedophiles are amongst them. Like they're notorious for molesting children. But a man having more than one woman is wrong. It ain't wrong according to the Bible. It ain't wrong according to our forefathers. Huh? God blessed each and every one of those men. You understand, that had those multiple wives that we talked about. Abraham, Jacob. We wouldn't be here. The children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel wouldn't be here if it weren't for Jacob having multiple wives. So how the hell is polygamy wrong? How the hell is a man having more than one woman wrong? The Bible does talk about a sister in the Bible. What was it? Rachel. She was a sister that had a husband. She gave Leah, her maid, some what they call it? What do they call it? Aphrodisiac. Some mandrakes. Aphrodisiac. It'd be the equivalent of a rhino pill. You know what I mean? Something like that to go give the maid to go give to her husband so that he can do his duty to her. I mean, come on. The Bible ain't against it at all. You understand? He is against the one night stands. He is against women being whores. He's against men leaving women just because they don't like the way they talk after they've had sex with them. He's against that. You can't do those things, okay? And if we could do those things, man, we'll eliminate a lot of mental health issues, a lot of dysfunction in households, a lot of children that are raised up in confusion and bitterness because mom's so damn bitter at the father. She just bashes dad. And now the kids grow up with this perception that's been painted of their father. And they're like, but I love my dad. But mom says he's a no good son of a bitch. So I don't know how to feel about my father. And this confusion when their father is, I mean, he'd take a bullet for him. You know, like, come on. Like, listen, we could keep our households in order if we just had a better understanding of marriages, okay? And I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I want to say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shaba Rakathum to all the Akim that tuned in. Yahweh Shemar Alathan Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to the Akwathium that tuned in. Make sure you click that link in the chat for the attendance if you still trying to get your credit for your Hebrew name. We have another class coming up right after this. 7 o'clock in Baltimore. Officer of 5,000, Mataza Ba'amath is going to be dropping it heavy, hitting more on these scriptures about biblical law and what our obligations are to the Most High, right? And this Sunday, we have the closing of the Feast of First Fruits. We got it going down. If you're in the Maryland, Virginia, D.C. area, we got the closing of the Feast of First Fruits at 3430 Eastern Ave in Baltimore, Maryland. You understand? Get up in that building, see what this is all about. This is a real high holy day. You understand? To hell with Father's Day, to hell with Gay Pride Month, to hell with Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, to hell with what other holidays are in June? I know that stupid 4th of July is around the corner. Can't wait to hit that nonsense, Salaki. Oh, we got Juneteenth coming up. You know what I mean? Now, this is you give a damn about blacks, Latinos, or Native Americans, man. Get up in that building, man, and see what the Lord has for his people to celebrate. A righteous holiday. All right. So with that, I want to say again, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shabarakatham to all the Akim, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to all the Akwathim. Shalom, Israel.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.